Alright, folks, buckle up because today we are diving into one of the most mind-blowing coin discoveries out there. The 1982 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. One tiny copper penny, the kind you probably walked past on the sidewalk last week, could be the ticket to early retirement. And if you've ever dumped a handful of pennies into a Coinstar machine without a second thought, well, brace yourself, because this one might haunt you forever. I remember the time I almost made a huge mistake with a coin. I was about to use an old penny to prop up a wobbly table leg at a diner. Then, out of curiosity, I took a closer look and boom, turns out it was a rare wheat penny worth hundreds. Lesson learned. Always check your change before using it as home improvement material. So, what makes the 1982 no-mint mark penny so special, and why is it worth over $1 million? Stick around, because we're breaking it all down today, and by the end of this video, you might just be tearing through every penny jar in your house like a pirate searching for buried treasure. First things first, let's talk about the basics. The 1982 penny comes in multiple varieties: small date, large date, copper, and zinc. But the one we're after is the 1982 D no-mint mark copper penny. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, Denver coins always have a D mint mark. And you'd be right. That's what makes this coin so special. It was a mistake, a very, very profitable mistake. See, back in 1982, the U.S. Mint was transitioning from solid copper pennies to copper-plated zinc. During this chaotic switch, a few pennies slipped through the cracks, missing their mint marks. And just like that, numismatic history was made. Now, you might be wondering how to spot one of these unicorn coins. It should be made of copper, not zinc. More on how to check that in a sec. It must be missing a mint mark, no little D or S under the date. Want to know an easy trick to check if your 1982 penny is copper or zinc? Grab a scale. A copper penny weighs 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny is lighter at 2.5 grams. If your 1982 no-mint mark penny weighs in at 3.11 grams, congratulations, you might be holding a piece of treasure. So why is this penny worth $1.5 million? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. There are only a few confirmed examples of this error, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to own one. The last known sale of a high-grade 1982 no-mint mark copper penny went for a record-breaking price at auction, and experts believe that as more collectors enter the market, prices could climb even higher. Now, before you start flipping over every penny you've got, here's a quick tip. If you think you found one, don't clean it. Seriously, even if it looks like it was pulled from the bottom of a swamp, leave it alone. Cleaning a rare coin can slash its value faster than you can say numismatics. Instead, take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for verification. So, what have we learned today? 1. Always check your pennies before spending them on bubblegum. 2. If you find a 1982 no-mint mark penny, you might just be a millionaire. And 3. Coin collecting isn't just for history buffs. It's a treasure hunt hiding in plain sight. Now, before you rush off to dig through your couch cushions, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got plenty more coin collecting secrets coming your way. From rare quarters to hidden gem nickels, I'll help you find those valuable coins lurking in your pocket change. And if you've got an amazing coin story, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. All right, folks, have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, man, I wish one of these pennies was secretly worth a fortune? Well, today might be your lucky day. We're diving into one of the rarest and most valuable modern pennies out there, the 1969 D Lincoln penny. And hold on to your hats, because one of these little copper beauties has sold for a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1.7 million. Now, before you go grabbing your magnifying glass and rating the couch cushions, let's talk about what makes this penny so special, how to spot one, and most importantly, how you can cash in if you ever find one. Stick around, because I'm also going to share a personal story about the time I thought I found $1 million coin, only to end up with a 25-cent lesson in humility. Let's start with the basics. The 1969 D Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint. Now, normally, pennies from this era aren't exactly rare. But here's the kicker. This specific variety has a rare and distinct error that collectors go absolutely bonkers for. We're talking about a dramatic doubling of the letters and numbers on the coin. That's right, it's a double die error, and it's what separates a regular OL penny from a life-changing jackpot. Now, some of you might be wondering, what in the world is a double die? Excellent question. Imagine you're stamping your name on a piece of paper, but your hand shakes, and you end up with a ghostly second image just slightly offset. That's basically what happened when these pennies were minted. The result? A super rare, highly sought-after error that can turn an everyday penny into a collector's dream. There's a twist. The rare double die variety was actually found on the Philadelphia minted pennies, which don't have a mint mark. So, you might be asking, how did a 1969 D made in Denver end up being worth $1.7 million? Well, some experts believe that a few Denver mint coins also ended up with a rare, albeit different, minting anomaly. It's not a true double die like the Philadelphia version, but it has unique characteristics that collectors are willing to throw serious cash at. Alright, so how do you spot one? First, check the date and mint mark. If you see a 1969 D, grab a magnifier and inspect the coin carefully. Look for any unusual doubling, particularly in Liberty or In God We Trust. And hey, if you're unsure, take it to an expert. Coin authentication services can confirm whether you've hit the jackpot or if it's just a regular penny that's been hanging out in your change jar for the past 50 years. Now, let me tell you about the time I thought I had struck gold, or rather, struck copper. A few years back, I was sorting through some old pennies, and lo and behold, I found a 1969 D. My heart practically leaped out of my chest. I grabbed my magnifier, checked for any doubling, and convinced myself I was about to be a millionaire. I even started daydreaming about quitting my job, buying a yacht, and sailing off into the sunset. It was just a regular 1969 D. No doubling, no special minting anomaly, just a 1-cent coin that dashed all my millionaire dreams. But hey, at least I got a good laugh out of it. And more importantly, it was a reminder to always verify your finds before calling the Lamborghini dealership. So, what's the current market value of this mythical $1.7 million penny? Well, that record-breaking sale happened at auction due to the coin's pristine condition and extreme rarity. If you happen to find one in your change, even in average condition, you could still be looking at thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. And that, my friends, is why checking your change is always worth it. So, what's the takeaway here? First, never underestimate the power of a humble penny. Second, if you find a 1969 D Lincoln penny, get it checked by an expert before spending it on a pack of gum. And third, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, big paydays, and, occasionally, some hilarious letdowns. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare and valuable coins, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin collecting tips, strategies, and stories coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss them. And hey, if you've ever had your own, almost a millionaire coin moment, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Alright, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your car's cup holder for some spare change to pay for a coffee, and out of nowhere, you find a penny. Not just any penny, but a 2015 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. You think nothing of it, toss it in your pocket, and go about your day. But what if I told you that penny could be worth $1.8 million? Yeah, you heard me right. $1.8 million. Stick around because today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny, how it became one of the most valuable modern coins out there, and most importantly, how you can spot one. And trust me, you don't want to miss this because this could be the difference between tossing a fortune into a tip jar or cashing in on the jackpot of a lifetime. Alright, let's rewind a bit. The 2015 penny, what's so special about it? Well, at first glance, it looks like your run-of-the-mill pocket change. It features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, just like pennies have since 1909. But the key detail here? No mint mark. And that's where things get really interesting. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark. But this particular 2015 penny isn't your everyday Philly cent. This bad boy was struck under a very specific set of circumstances, making it an ultra-rare variety. We're talking about an error so rare that only a handful have been discovered, and collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but why is it worth $1.8 million? That sounds insane for a penny. Great question. The answer lies in a combination of rarity, collector demand, and a little sprinkle of numismatic magic. See, this particular error coin was misstruck in a way that experts believe shouldn't have been possible. It's like finding a four-leaf clover in a field of dandelions, except that clover could buy you a mansion. And trust me, if you think nobody's willing to pay that kind of cash for a penny, think again. The coin market is wild. Just last year, a collector went all in at an auction and bid a whopping $1.8 million for this single coin. That's more than a Lamborghini, a beach house, or a lifetime supply of cheeseburgers. Priorities, right? Wait, could I have one of these in my couch cushions? And the answer is maybe. But don't start flipping over furniture just yet. You need to know exactly what to look for. First things first, grab a magnifying glass and your best detective skills. Look below the date. If there's a little letter D for Denver or S for San Francisco, sorry to say, but it's not the one. If there's nothing there, you might be in luck. A normal 2015 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. The rare one? It's slightly different. Get yourself a digital scale because this tiny detail could make $1 million difference. Check for unusual textures, extra metal where it shouldn't be, or anything that looks off. Error coins are like nature's little glitches. They're rare, but when you find one, jackpot. All right, now let me tell you a quick story. A couple years ago, I was sifting through a jar of pennies, trying to find something interesting. I came across an odd-looking penny, no mint mark, a little off-center. I thought, could this be it? My heart started racing. My palms got sweaty. I was already picturing myself rolling up to my local fast food joint in a brand new Ferrari. Well, I took it to a coin dealer, and spoiler alert, it wasn't the $1 million penny. But hey, I still walked away with a cool $20 for an error coin I almost tossed aside. Not bad for something I found in my couch. And that's the point. These valuable coins are out there, folks. It's all about knowing what to look for. So, next time you get a penny in your change, take a closer look. That tiny copper coin could be your ticket to life-changing money. And if you do find one, well, let's just say, don't spend it on a vending machine snack. Now, before you go, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more coin hunting tips, crazy discoveries, and money-making strategies coming your way. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and drop a comment below. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Maybe you've got a hidden fortune sitting in your piggy bank. All right, my fellow coin enthusiasts, buckle up because today we're talking about a coin that could change your life. Imagine finding a penny in your loose change and realizing it's worth nearly $2 million. Yeah, you heard me right. That little copper beauty could make you a millionaire overnight. We're talking about the 1952 sweet penny with a mint mark error that has a staggering value of $1.90 million. Now, before you start flipping over every penny in your couch cushions, let me tell you why this coin is so special, how to spot one, and most importantly, how you can cash in big time if you ever get your hands on one. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So, let's start with a little history lesson. Don't worry, I'll keep it fun. The Wheat Penny series ran from 1909 to 1958, featuring our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, looking all serious, like he's judging your coin collecting skills. The 1952 Wheat Penny was minted in San Francisco, which is why you'll see that little S under the year. But what makes this one worth a jaw-dropping $1.90 million? It's all about the mint error. Some of these pennies were struck with a double die error, meaning the design was imprinted slightly off and then corrected, creating a ghost-like doubling effect. Others may have been struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they used the wrong metal blank. These errors are rare, and rarity equals big bucks. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a flea market, digging through a box labeled old junk. You know the kind, full of rusty tools, old bottle caps, and expired coupons from 1987. But buried under all that was a small coin book. I opened it up, and there, nestled in a slot, was a wheat penny. My heart started racing. Was this the penny? Was I about to be rich? It wasn't. But hey, it was still worth a few bucks, and it taught me a valuable lesson. Never underestimate a penny. That's why checking your change, flea markets, and even your grandma's old coin jar is always worth it. Now, if you do happen to find a 1952 penny, here's what you need to do. First, don't start spending it like you've already won the lottery. Take a deep breath. Then, inspect it carefully under good lighting. Look for signs of doubling on the date, mint mark, and letters. If you're not sure, take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm its authenticity and give you an official grade, which can make a huge difference in value. As for the market value, why is this penny worth so much? The simple answer is demand. Collectors love rare coins, and the 1952 sweet penny is one of the rarest in the Lincoln series. In perfect mint condition, with that famous error, one of these coins sold at auction for $1.9 million. That's more than a brand new Ferrari, a luxury house, or enough tacos to last you a lifetime. Never overlook your spare change. That penny in your pocket could be a fortune waiting to be discovered. Keep an eye out, check your collection, and always stay curious because treasure is hiding in the most unexpected places. And if you want more tips on spotting valuable coins, coin collecting strategies, and the latest updates on rare finds, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video because the next big discovery could be right around the corner. And I'll be here to guide you every step of the way. All right, folks, listen up. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a penny, and then realizing, wait a second, this tiny little thing is worth $2 million. Yeah, you heard that right. Not 20 bucks. Not even 20,000. $2 million. Today, we're talking about the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that's got collectors going absolutely bonkers. Why? How? And most importantly, could you have one of these bad boys just sitting in your change jar right now? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know what makes this penny so valuable, but you'll also learn some solid coin collecting strategies that could have you cashing in big time. Now, let's get into it. First off, what exactly is the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? Well, in 2016, the U.S. Mint struck millions, yes, millions of Lincoln pennies. But a few of them were released without the little letter that tells you which mint made the coin. Normally, pennies from Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, so no big deal, right? Wrong. Because somehow, a batch of these coins had a rare error that makes them worth a fortune today. Now, before we get all excited, let's break this down. You see, coin collecting isn't just about old coins. It's about rare errors, unique strikes, and unexpected oddities. It's like treasure hunting, but instead of a map with a big red X, all you need is a sharp eye and maybe a magnifying glass. Or, if you're like me, a really good pair of reading glasses because my eyesight isn't what it used to be. So what's so special about this 2016 penny? Well, a few of them ended up being struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the metal wasn't what it was supposed to be. Some were made with a double die, meaning part of the design looks slightly duplicated. And then, there's the big one, the one that made headlines, the one that recently sold for $2 million. That penny was in pristine condition, graded by professionals, and had a perfect storm of rarity, demand, and collector frenzy. It's like the lottery, but with spare change. How do I know if I have one? Great question. First, grab your change jar. If you're like me, it's probably overflowing with pennies that you swore you'd roll up and take to the bank 2 years ago. Sort through them and look for a 2016 penny with no mint mark. Next, inspect it under good lighting. If anything looks doubled, off-center, or just plain weird, congratulations, you might be holding on to something special. Of course, before you start planning your retirement off of one penny, get it checked out by a coin grading service. The last thing you want is to tell your friends you've got a fortune sitting in your palm, only to find out it's worth, well, 1 cent now. Let me tell you a quick story. A while back, I was at a flea market, digging through a box of old coins some guy was selling for next to nothing. I found a handful of pennies, one of them looking slightly different. I took it home, did some research, and it turned out to be worth a couple $100. Not exactly $1 million, but hey, it paid for my dinner that night. That's the thrill of coin collecting. It's like playing detective, except instead of solving crimes, you're solving the mystery of hidden value in everyday pocket change. And let's be honest, there's something extremely satisfying about turning a common penny into an uncommon payday. All right, folks, that's the story of the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and why it could be worth millions. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm about to go raid my couch cushions just in case. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or at the very least, if it made you check your pockets, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another video about coins worth money. And hey, if you do find one of these rare pennies, drop a comment below and let me know. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next lucky collector to strike it rich. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this thing could change my life? No? Well, buckle up, because today, we're talking about a 2002 Lincoln penny that is worth a jaw-dropping $2.2 million. That's right, A single 1-cent coin that could buy you a mansion, a sports car, and probably still leave you enough for a fancy coffee or two. Imagine paying for a burger with a penny and getting a mansion's worth of change. Wild, right? Stick around because we're going to break down why this little copper beauty is worth millions and how you might have one sitting in your pocket right now. Let's start with the basics. The 2002 D penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. Now, at first glance, this coin looks like your everyday pocket change. It's got old, honest Abe chillin' on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and it's made of copper-plated zinc. Nothing unusual, right? Well, that's where things get interesting. This $1 million penny is no ordinary cent. It's a rare error coin, and errors are like the golden ticket of coin collecting. This particular penny has what experts call a double die obverse. In simple terms, the design on the front of the coin was struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect, especially around Lincoln's eye and the inscriptions. If your 2002 D penny looks like Abe pulled an all-nighter and now has double vision, you might be holding a fortune. But wait, there's more. The ultra-rare version of this penny also has an off-metal composition. Instead of the usual copper-plated zinc, this beauty was mistakenly struck on a bronze planchet, the metal mix used in pre-1982 pennies. That's the jackpot. The combination of the double die error and the wrong metal is what makes this coin so ridiculously valuable. It's like winning the lottery, but you didn't even know you bought a ticket. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was rummaging through my old coin jar. You know, the one that collects dust in the corner of the kitchen. I was just looking for quarters for a vending machine, but I figured, why not check for rare coins? Lo and behold, I found a 2002 D penny with a weird doubling on the date. My heart stopped. I was already planning my dream vacation. But, spoiler alert, it turned out to be just a regular penny with some dirt on it. Classic heartbreak. But hey, lesson learned. Always check your change. So, how do you know if you have the $1 million penny? First, grab a magnifying glass or one of those fancy USB microscopes. Look closely at Lincoln's eye, his lips, and the date. If you see doubling, you're on the right track. Next, weigh the penny. A normal 2002 D penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. But if yours is around 3.1 grams, congratulations, you might be looking at a rare off-metal error. Now, let's talk money. In pristine, uncirculated condition, a regular 2002 D penny is worth, well, a penny. But if you have the error version, it can range from a few $1,000s to, drumroll, please, $2.2 million. That's because a single specimen was auctioned for that mind-blowing price in a high-profile sale. Why so much? Well, coin collectors love rare, one-of-a-kind mistakes, and when demand meets rarity, the prices go through the roof. If you think you have one of these, don't rush to the nearest pawn shop. Get it professionally graded by experts at PCGS or NGC. A verified grade and authentication can mean the difference between a $100 coin and a $2 million jackpot. And please, whatever you do, don't clean the coin. Cleaning a valuable coin is like washing an old painting with dish soap. It destroys the value instantly. So, what have we learned today? 1. Always check your pennies. 2. Coin errors can turn pocket change into life-changing money. And 3. If you ever find one, don't make the mistake of spending it on a pack of gum. Trust me, you don't want to be the person who gave away $2 million for a Snickers bar. That if you love discovering hidden treasures in your change, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of insider tips, expert strategies, and stories about coins worth serious money. Who knows? Your next grocery store penny might just buy you a house. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. What if I told you that a single penny, yep, that little copper-colored coin gingling around in your pocket, could be worth a life-changing $2.3 million? Sounds crazy, right? Well, hold on to your magnifying glasses because today we're talking about the 2000 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that could make you a millionaire overnight. Before you start dumping out every penny jar in your house, let me tell you why this one is so special. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be inspecting every penny you come across like a detective on a mission. And if you love finding hidden treasures in your change, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You wouldn't want to miss out on the next coin that could buy you a dream vacation, would you? All right, let's get into it. First things first, What exactly is the 2000 no mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny? This little guy looks just like any other penny, but the key difference is that it's missing a crucial detail, the mint mark. Normally, pennies from the year 2000 will have a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia, but this rare air penny has nothing. Just a blank space where that little letter should be. Now, you might be wondering, so what? Maybe someone at the mint just forgot to stamp it. Well, not quite. The absence of a mint mark means this coin was struck under unusual circumstances, either an unintentional error or something even rarer, like a transitional mix-up between minting locations. And collectors? Oh, they go wild for rare mistakes like this. So how do you know if you have one? Grab a handful of pennies and check under the date. If there's no mint mark, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. But before you start celebrating, there are a few things to check to make sure it's the real deal. First, condition matters a lot. If your penny looks like it's been through a garbage disposal, chances are it's not going to fetch millions. The most valuable versions are in pristine condition, often labeled as MS 65 or higher by grading companies. That's a fancy way of saying they look like they were minted yesterday. Second, authentication is key. There are fakes out there, and some people even try to tamper with mint marks to make a regular penny look rare. So, if you think you have one, get it professionally appraised before quitting your day job. Now, let's talk about that insane $2.3 million valuation. Why is this tiny piece of copper worth more than a Lamborghini? It all comes down to rarity and demand. There are only a handful of these known to exist, and collectors with deep pockets are willing to pay big money to own a piece of history. I actually have a funny story about this. A while back, I was at a flea market, and this old guy was selling a jar of lucky pennies for $5. Now, I'm always on the hunt for hidden gems, so I bought it, thinking maybe, just maybe, I'd find something special. After an entire afternoon of sorting through them, the best thing I found was a Canadian penny. Not exactly a jackpot, but hey, at least I got a story out of it. And that's the thrill of coin collecting, my friends. It's like treasure hunting, but without the need for a pirate ship. All right, now that you know what to look for, it's time to go hunting. Check your pockets, your couch cushions, that old piggy bank you haven't touched in years. Who knows? Maybe you've had $1 million coin hiding in plain sight this whole time. If you do find one, get it authenticated, get it graded, and who knows, you might just be the next lucky person to cash in big time. And if you love learning about coins worth money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll be back with more tips, more coin hunting strategies, and of course, more stories about my never-ending quest to find the ultimate jackpot coin. We're diving deep into one of the most mind-blowing finds in coin collecting history, the 1991 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. Now, brace yourselves, because this bad boy is currently valued at a jaw-dropping $2.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2.4 million for a single penny. That's enough to buy a mansion, a fleet of classic cars, or a lifetime supply of pizza. Whatever floats your boat. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, I've got a jar full of pennies sitting in my kitchen. Could I be sitting on a fortune? Stick around, because we're going to break down exactly what makes this penny so special, how to tell if you have one, and what to do if you strike gold, or, in this case, copper. All right, let's rewind to 1991. Gas was cheap, grunge music was taking over, and Michael Jordan was dominating the NBA. Somewhere in the chaos of that beautiful era, a small mistake at the U.S. Mint led to the creation of one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies out there. Now, normally, Lincoln pennies minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark. But here's the kicker. This particular no mint mark 1991 penny has some characteristics that set it apart from your everyday pocket change. This coin wasn't supposed to exist in this form. It has a combination of die characteristics that experts believe were an accidental blend of features from a proof coin and a circulation coin. That's a fancy way of saying, oops, we made a very expensive mistake. This penny was struck using an unusual planchet, the blank piece of metal coins are made from. While most 1991 pennies were made of copper-plated zinc, this one has a distinct mix that makes it incredibly rare. The few examples found so far have been in pristine condition. The better the shape, the higher the value. So if you find one that looks like it's been chewed up by your grandma's vacuum, don't expect a couple of million for it. How do you know if you have a piece of history in your change jar? A sharp, crisp strike, meaning the details are very defined and clear. A slightly different color or shine compared to regular pennies. It should weigh about 3.11 grams, So grab a small scale and get measuring. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale, digging through an old coffee can full of pennies. I had just watched a documentary about rare coins, so I figured, why not take a chance? I paid a whole dollar for the entire can, took it home, started sorting, and boom, found a penny that I thought looked different. My heart was racing faster than a kid on a sugar rush. I rushed to get it checked out, only to find out it was just a well-worn 1991 regular penny. Talk about heartbreak. But hey, that's the thrill of the hunt, right? So, what's the takeaway here? Rare pennies are still out there, waiting to be found. And the 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is proof that something as small as a 1-cent coin can change your life. Now, if you've got a pile of pennies sitting around, it's time to dig through them. Who knows? You might just have a multi-million-dollar treasure hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to learn more about hidden gems in your pocket change, make sure to subscribe. Hit that like button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment below if you've ever had a maybe I'm rich coin moment.